Good morning. I'm Brian Key, the Director of Personnel and Professional Standards, and I'm here to notify the public of an arrest of a JSO police officer by our agency. This morning, Officer John Burgos was arrested on one count of false imprisonment, a third-degree felony, and one count of battery, which is a first-degree misdemeanor. At the time of his arrest, Burgos had been employed by JSO for 6 years and 4 months, having been hired by the agency in June 18 of 2018. As he has been criminally arrested, he is now the subject of an internal investigation by JSO. He has been stripped of all police authority and suspended without pay. While there is due process that must be followed, the agency will be terminating Officer Burgos. This is an active criminal case, so there's limited information with which I can provide you at this time. However, the following is a summation of the facts which support Burgos' arrest. Around 4 p.m. yesterday, Burgos was on duty as a patrol officer in uniform. He was dispatched to a call for service and met with a crime victim. Because of the victim's privacy rights, I will not provide any identifying information about the victim or the underlying call for service. After the initial investigation was completed, Burgos returned and met with the victim again, purporting to be conducting an additional investigation. While alone with the victim and under the color of authority, Burgos did not allow the victim to leave the area, and he touched the victim without valid consent. After Burgos left the dispatch location, the victim called JSO and reported Burgos' conduct. Immediately, detectives with JSO's integrity unit began an investigation. Based on the totality of facts gathered during this investigation, Burgos was arrested by integrity detectives for false imprisonment and battery early this morning. This is the 11th arrest of a JSO employee by this agency in 2024. JSO is appalled by Burgos' conduct and by the fact that he committed these crimes while representing himself as a public servant. With this arrest, JSO sends a clear message that we will not tolerate when a member of this agency violates the law and threatens the public trust in law enforcement. Our partners with the State Attorney's Office will appropriately prosecute Burgos for his criminal actions. As Sheriff Waters often says, no one is above the law, and this agency will continue to hold officers to the highest of standards. I can take some questions.
The officer returned, was that to see the crime?
Right.
And how did he stop the victim? Was the scene of the crime their home?
He was acting like he was doing a follow-up to the initial investigation. He was reporting that he was needed information from her, wanted to see some injuries, that type of thing. So it was completely not part of what he was supposed to be doing.
How can a victim tell in the future that that's...
Our officers are going to have body cams on. If you don't see a body camera, or you think that something does not seem right, you can always call us at the station. Request to speak to a supervisor. Every officer that works at JSO is working for a supervisor, and that supervisor is working for a watch lieutenant. So everyone has accountability and a boss, essentially. So if it doesn't seem right, then call us, and we will confirm what should be happening to hopefully avoid this in the future. You can call 911 or 630-0500 is the non-emergency number, but the same person answers the phone. 911, of course, gets answered quickly, and if it's an emergency, then call that one.
Something that you can do for...
Sure, absolutely. You're entitled to rights, and if you feel like something is off, then by all means, let us know.
Any details of what the original call was about and what part of town this is in?
No. Based on the Florida statutes about these types of crimes, we're not able to identify the victim in any way, shape, or form.
Looking at Burgos' history with JSO, there are a lot of incidents on here, but a lot of it includes remedial training. What goes on in remedial training?
If an employee makes a mistake, and let's say it's a mistake that was made in good faith, but it was improper to how they were trained, then instead of just strictly disciplining that employee, we will try to train them and get them to the standard that we expect. Those are typically minor more minor offenses. If you look, you probably have a copy of his concise. For example, the written reprimand level 1 in 2022 was he investigated a crash and wrote the wrong person a citation. That's a huge mistake and a huge inconvenience for that driver. That resulted in discipline. That would not be remedial training. And then the next year, he had a written reprimand level 2 for violation of weapons policy, failure to conform, and incompetence. So we take our internal investigations very seriously, and if someone is getting worse, then it involves progressive discipline all the way to termination. So he never did anything to get terminated, but he was certainly working towards that and being monitored by his supervisors. All right, thank you.